In this video, I want to talk about the remarkable fact that women in the Viking society, they did actually have a large degree of autonomy compared to other women at that time. If we go to the written sources, it's obvious. The contemporary written sources and the laws, they outline rights for the women. And by the way, if you are new to this channel, my name is Bjorn. I'm a historical novelist. I live here in Norway, and I'm very passionate about history, and in particular the Viking Age. It's July here in Norway now, so you need to be careful with campfires and all of that. But I will have a small campfire because we had quite a lot of rain, and I will be very careful. So we will have a campfire, and I'll put the kettle on. But first, let's talk about the most remarkable right that Viking women had. They could divorce. They could divorce their husband, and if you think about it, that was quite special. That was quite remarkable for that time. And this is, this is according to texts from that time. So reasons for divorce would be, for instance, violence. If the husband hit his wife 3 times, that was reason for divorce. Then she could leave him. Also, if he was away, like in, he went Viking, away for more than 3 years, she could divorce him. So I think it says that the husband must sleep with his wife at least once every 3 years. That's not much, but it was seen as necessary, a husband's duty, so to speak, to have a physical relationship with his wife. So he couldn't just leave her in Norway and go raiding in England for several years. That was not tolerated. Also, poverty. If he could not provide for his wife, she could divorce him, apparently. Now, the husband and wife, and this needs to be said, they were not equals in the marriage. For instance, and this is maybe the best example of that, the husband could have mistresses, and that was not reason for divorce. He could even bring a mistress into his household, while the wife, she had to remain faithful. And infidelity, if the wife was having an affair, that was not tolerated at all. Now, before I continue with this video, I want to introduce you to a fantastic sponsor, the sponsor of this video, which is Incogni. I have had information about myself, telephone numbers, address, everything, email addresses and so on, spread out on the internet by these data brokers. I've changed my telephone number 3 times. I've changed my email addresses many times because of that. Incogni is a service that removes your private information from the internet. And I would say that's not only a matter of privacy, but also a matter of safety. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from multiple sites, including online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. And data can reappear on these sites, so Incogni will repeatedly remove it for you. And they also have a feature called custom removals. You can try to Google yourself, name, city, state, and I think you'll be quite shocked at how many sites publicly share your private information. but in Cogni's custom removals can put a stop to it. Simply point them to where your data is being exposed, and their privacy experts will handle the rest. In short, they can't harm you if they can't find you, right? Use the code Bull-Hansen and you will get 60% off on the annual plan. One thing that needs to be mentioned is that slaves were quite common in Viking society, and slave women did not have these rights, sadly. I think that that's very often overlooked and forgotten when we talk about the Viking Age. The woman was the key carrier, right? She will have a key, or several keys, should I say, in a ring on her belt, typically. That was the housewife's symbol of authority and ownership. She would typically be seen as the ruler of the home or the farm, you know. And I envision quite a bit of girl boss energy there, you know. So while the man would be involved in, traveling, warfare, raiding sometimes, politics, matters outside of the home was the wife's or the woman's domain. Also, women had inheritance rights. So you would find wealthy Viking women, actually. They had rights when it came to the inheritance of the husband, for instance. And in a society where often the men died much earlier than the women, you would have a lot of widows. And the widow would have a right to at least a part of the husband's property when he died. And she could remarry as well. The sagas have several examples of women who remarry. As always with history, one important and very interesting question is, what can we learn from this? Is there something here that some wisdom here that we can apply in our lives as modern people, so-called modern people? I don't think that we are that different from people back then, but I think that first and maybe most important lesson to be learned here is that men and women are not the same, and we need to work together as a team. We need each other, and I think that it's very sad to see that there are so many men and women now that are so suspicious of the opposite sex. You have the red pill bros, you have, who are basically all about disrespecting women. And you have the third wave feminists who seem to just hate men. You have the term toxic masculinity, which is ridiculous because masculinity is a very positive thing. So this is sad because we need each other. We were not supposed to walk through life without a life partner, and for the vast majority of people, that means that someone of the opposite sex. Let's not forget that. And men need women and women need men, and we need to work together as a team. We have our strengths and weaknesses, and we complete each other. And another thing that I would add here is that, don't get me wrong here, but I think that women should not try to be men. We see that a lot in, I guess, the corporate world. I'm all for you. You do you. You live your life the way you want to. I'm completely in support of that, obviously. But there seems to be a push now, and it has been for a long time, towards women having to live like men. And you see it in the movies too. The female protagonist in the movies, the tough woman. Basically, she's just behaving like a horrible man. Oh, it's wonderful out there. It's still very early in the morning. I think it's about 6 o'clock or something like that in the morning. Yeah. But another thing I would say is that, let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate the differences. I think that every healthy man out there is both fascinated and mesmerized by, feminine women. We like that. We like that. There's a certain strength in that femininity that is hypnotizing to us men. So yeah, let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate the differences. Okay, that's all I wanted to say for now. Subscribe to the channel. Why don't you subscribe to the channel? It's for free. And I'll see you in the next video in a few days. Okay, skål. Bye-bye.